Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. Today we're going to talk about all things cryptocurrency on this glorious Sunday afternoon. The video is going to be an overview of what cryptocurrency is. Unless you live under a rock, I'm sure most of you have heard of Bitcoin. We're going to explore that. We're going to explore all the different types of cryptocurrency and what the years ahead look like for cryptocurrencies. Before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow it. I'm enjoying all the feedback. Thanks for everyone that's subscribed so far. Without further ado, let's get into it. So what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a form of payment that can be used online to buy services. So you can buy cryptocurrency now, and we'll explore the different types of platforms in a minute, but there is ways of mining cryptocurrency. But at high level, for the novice person, you can buy cryptocurrency like you can buy a stock, and you can ride the ups and downs. Now there's two forms. You can buy trackers. So a simple way to compare it would be like tracking the DAX or tracking the S&P tracker. So you don't physically own anything. You're literally buying a tracker, and that will track the rises and falls of the cryptocurrencies, and that way you can make profit. Then there's the second option of actually owning the cryptocurrency. Okay, so how do you buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies? I would advise to go on Investopedia. It has a good breakdown, but as an overview, step one, you have to choose an exchange. Okay, this is how you buy and sell and hold your cryptocurrencies. Many different platforms out there, as you can see here. Coinbase, Kraken, Binance are some of the popular ones, but there is many different types, and I'd advise everyone to do their own due diligence and check in. Again, rule of thumb is I would always go for one that's been set up for several years, ideally at least 5 years. Sort of shows that there's a platform there and a group of base that is relatively more secure. Speaking of secure, it's important to also use safe internet practices such as two-factor authentication. Using strong passwords goes without saying, guys. You should be doing that anyway for everything you do. Step two, you can need to connect your exchange to a payment option. Okay, so to be able to purchase the things within the exchange, you need to be able to get money in. Now there's different fees, and that's something that you should look at. Coinbase, typically, as it even says here, has these types of fees, for nearly 4% for debit and credit cards. In my opinion, Coinbase is one of the dearer ones, but it is the most popular, so that's probably why it gets away with it. Again, do your own checking out, do your due diligence. It all depends on how much you're going to be spending, but it definitely adds up, and it obviously pays to shop around. Step three, place an order. Okay, so you've got your exchange, you've got the payment method all set up, you've now got the money, you're ready to go. You place an order just like a stock or any other broker site that you would use. You can go on, set your limit orders, your buy orders, stop loss limits, all of that. Go in and just do it as you would normally with a stock. Step four, once you've actually got the cryptocurrency, you need to store it, and you store it in things called wallets. It goes into a digital wallet for you. You own it, you're safe. Again, it's important for your passwords, make sure it is very secure. To take it to another level, perhaps even use a VPN. And that's just a bit more detailed about the hot wallets, cold wallets, and what all that means, and alternative ways of buying. Again, it's worth a read, that article, guys. Still with me? Okay, good. Okay, so the simple question people would ask me is, why would you want this? With things like Revolut out there, free commission transfers, why would you want this when you can just go and exchange your money to any other currency, generally commission free nowadays? So why is this so popular? In the day and age of VPNs, cookies, and hiding your identities, guess what? This currency is pretty much that. It uses a technology called blockchain, and blockchain manages and records the transactions, and it's highly thought of because of its security. It's virtually practically untraceable. The origin of currencies currently now, the countries can dictate. The Bank of England, for example, can change interest rates. Negotiations can fluctuate the exchange rate of currency, the value of currency. Banks also have authority in some instances to be able to go in and seize people's bank accounts. For these types of reasons is why cryptocurrency is so popular. You're in full control of it, you own it, and it's very hard for anybody to actually get that money off you. Obviously, like everything, you should all be doing your own due diligence and checking out. But if you go into Money Crashers, I would recommend that, even for more details as a high level review. But this sort of weighs up the pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages of cryptocurrency. So, the loosening of government currency monopolies is one that I would point out. As I previously said there, it's about stopping banks from devaluing your money, quantitative easing, and printing more money and devaluing it. That takes away that. As I said, the robust privacy protections. So it's unconnected information, accounts, stored data that can identify you. As I said, harder for governments to extract financial retribution. It's generally cheaper than traditional electronic transactions, with fewer barriers and costs to international transactions. Okay, so to go over the cons, this wouldn't be necessarily a con for a criminal, but for the rest of us good citizens, it is a con because it's facilitating criminal activity, making it very hard for the governments to be able to track the money, money laundering, paying for goods on the dark web. Cryptocurrency aids that. There's a potential for tax evasion. Again, for the person who wants to evade tax, happy days. But for the rest of us, good citizens that are paying our taxes, paying into the system, cryptocurrency aids that. This would be a big concern, the potential for financial loss due to data loss. It's cryptocurrency, it's online. If anything was to go wrong, passwords, data loss, you'd be up shit's creek without a paddle. Obviously, there's the risk of the currency itself, price volatility. Like stocks, it's highly volatile and it's open to manipulation. You've no comeback. Like a credit card, you can maybe do a clawback, charge back. Even with standard banks, you've got some sort of protection. PayPal, you've got protection. Comes to this, no chargebacks, no refunds. And for people like myself who care about the environment, it's adverse environmental impacts of cryptocurrency mining. It's high energy. Bitcoin mining consumes more electricity than the entire country of Denmark. And I'm pretty sure that none of this is being thought about being eco-friendly. Okay, so the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization. There is many, many more, but for the purposes of this, there's no need to go over every one of them. Current market cap as of December 18 sits at 422 billion. And having got Bitcoin myself, I can tell you that from the 18th of December, Bitcoin's value has only went up. Second is Ethereum. 73.2 billion, XRP at 25.9 billion, and so on and so forth. Okay, so why is it taking off so much recently? People believe that this is the future currency. Okay, now people have been saying this for about the last 10 years. So why over the last year has it really gained traction? And the reason being, more companies are starting to accept it as a form of currency. As it gets into the public domain on a mass scale, it's only going to increase popularity and increase value of Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrencies. Fund managers, investment managers are starting to talk about it, starting to get excited about it. And what I would like to see is the likes of fund managers, investment managers starting to buy into cryptocurrency. That way it'll give more protection to the people that own cryptocurrencies in terms of governments not being able to make it illegal, and easier to buy popular goods and brands. It's highly predicted that this year Bitcoin's going to hit the mainstream. And that can only mean one thing. Recently, Bitcoin has overtaken gold, which is incredible. And you can see here, US investment bank JP Morgan said that Bitcoin could eventually hit 146,000 if it blossoms its reputation as an alternative to precious metal. Huge, 146,000. Bear in mind, this is sitting at about 30,000 right now. That to me is a lot of upside. Now, it's going to be highly volatile, there's no doubt about that, but institutional traders are getting excited and getting involved, and they're the ones that have got the rally going recently, and they're the ones that will most likely continue the rally throughout the year. And as the Bitcoin rally goes, it'll only feed into the other cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is clearly the front runner, mostly down, in my opinion, to popularity. It's been about the longest, it was the first, it's grew, it's massive, okay? However, some do differ slightly, but generally speaking, they're all much of a muchness. You will find the likes of Ripple and Stellar, for example, they offer faster transactions. You need mining equipment for a lot of them as well, and it's just that unknown where to buy and the old hassle that day-to-day people probably still, in my opinion, won't have any real need or use for cryptocurrency at this stage. If you're an investor, I think it'd be hard to ignore putting some sort of stake into Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in general. In my opinion, if someone is looking for an entry point into the world of cryptocurrency, I think you could go no wrong than just going directly for the best in class, which would be Bitcoin. Please send your hate comments below for if you want to disagree with me, but Bitcoin is probably the least, and I want to say the least volatile out of all of them, but please expect cryptocurrencies, no matter which one you pick, to be highly volatile. My tip would be to choose a cryptocurrency that isn't hot, the new one up and coming, spam, emails, stuff like that. Avoid them. Go for ones that have been around for 5+ years. At least then you know there's got a bit of a foundation there. It can be reliable. But my opinion would be go for the best in class, go straight for Bitcoin, put a bit of your portfolio into it, or put a proportion of money that you feel safe to let sit, and be prepared for high swings. You could lose 50% a day, you could gain 50%, it could be that volatile. Be prepared for that, sit with it for the long term. My plan is to buy in the Bitcoin, average in like I usually do. I'm going to do it on a quarterly basis, and see where it takes me over the next 5-10 years. That's the video, guys. Look, it was a high level overview. I hope you found it informative and you have a better idea now what cryptocurrency is all about and why people are getting so excited about it. If you've liked the video, if you found it informative, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're growing it. It's getting bigger. It's getting better. Let's go, and thanks very much. Peace.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.